Hello, everyone, and good morning. I am Zharr, and um, I'm just here making this video because I feel like it would be important to discuss something that has been on my mind for a while and a situation that I've found myself in multiple times. So I'm not going to dilly dally, and I'm just going to get right down to it. Um, so let's talk about Twitter follows and how they affect friendships. So this is the second time I've been in this situation, and I'm just making this video to rectify and justify and explain about them. So, I wake up this morning, and now I'm not going to include names. I am not discussing or telling or saying anything in regards to the other person to basically keep them anonymous and, with all due respect, just keep things, um, just, how it goes. Anyways, Twitter follows do not mean friendship, okay? And even if I am not following you, I am still your friend, okay? That shouldn't be a question. You should not have to question my friendship with you if I'm not following you. There are plenty of people that I don't follow, even if they don't follow me. That does not mean that the friendship's over. That does not mean that I don't want bothered with you anymore. That does not mean don't talk to me anymore. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a Twitter follow. That is all it is. If someone isn't following me, then why should I follow you? And even if I'm not following you, why does it matter? Like, it really shouldn't matter, okay? Like, if I decide to unfollow somebody for my reasons, then that's my business. Just as the same vice versa if it's somebody else's business. Now, um, this is the second time I've been in this situation where I've had people basically consider the friendship to be over all because I'm not fucking following them on Twitter. Excuse my language. But this has really gotten annoying. And what's even more annoying is when people also expect you to live up to their expectations and include you in their schedule. Let me tell you something. I am a busy man, okay? It's not that I don't have time to talk to you or take time out of my day to say hello. It's not even that, okay? I've reached a point in my life where I'm not active on Twitter. People grab my attention by messaging me first. And they don't give me problems about it. They don't say, hey, why don't you message me? Or why don't you message me first? That's not how friendship works. It's very toxic. It's very toxic and not good for your mental health. Just because someone isn't talking to you and just because somebody isn't, making you part of their everyday life doesn't mean anything. I used to be like that where I used to push myself upon people, and that's something that I learned to accept. It's like I was told various times, Zharr, I'm busy, or Zharr, I've got things going on, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine with me. I'm not going to cut you out of my life just because you have a life, and I'm not part of it majorly, but you talk to me still, so I'm thankful for that. I'm really thankful for that. So if I don't talk to you and I'm silent for long term occasions and such, I just have shit going on, okay? And I need everyone to understand that. Don't base your friendships on Twitter follows. That's the main topic of this discussion. Just because someone isn't following you and just because someone doesn't follow you back doesn't mean that you're not friends. I've had people cut me out of their life and consider things to be over with me, and then they retaliate when I say it's not over, and they say, oh, well, you got to earn it back now. And I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to prove myself to you. I shouldn't have to prove myself to you. Because here's what you got to understand I am one of the nicest people in this fandom, and I'm forever going to be. I have forgiven people that have done worse to me. I've forgiven people who have stabbed me in the back, people who have made STD rumors about me. I have forgiven a toxic amount of people. Why? Because I'm a better person than people lay on me or the way people see me. This isn't gonna become all about me though, okay? The main purpose of this is, even if people are not talking to you and don't have time to talk to you because they're dealing with their own shit and their own problems in life, doesn't mean they are not your friend. I don't end friendships. I do not. Other people end them with me. I am very loyal. I will keep you around forever. And no matter what you do to me, I am very forgiving. I'm here to tell all of you that regardless of what anyone thinks, or regardless of what anyone says, your priorities come first, and your life comes first. You come first. That is how life goes. You can't be thinning yourself out for people. You can't be basically putting them into your schedule because they expect themselves to be part of your main routine. You just don't got time for it. It's just a situation where you only have so much time. For example, I have a full-time job, okay? And I just lost my house. And somehow I'm still able to be talking with people. And I've had other people deal with my bullshit, and excuse my language again, they've dealt with my bullshit of me being depressed and me being down in the dumps. But do they leave me? No, they don't. Because they are good friends and they stick around. Good friends stick around no matter what the occasion, no matter what you're going through, and they listen. And God, am I blessed to have people who actually listen, who actually want me in their lives enough to actually tolerate my crap that comes out of me. And vice versa, for me dealing with it with other people. I'm a good listener. I'm a good listener, conversationalist, and there's hardly any room to go wrong with me. There's hardly anything to go wrong about with me. Because either way, I'm always going to be here for you. I'm always going to be there for you. I'm not going anywhere. And that is the way that friendship should work. You should be able to go long term without talking to somebody, and then finally you talk to them again, and everything is just as the way it was. There is no ultimatum. There is no contest. There is no tug of war. It should not be like that. That is an unhealthy friendship. Unhealthy for the both of you. Do not wear yourself thin and drag yourself through the dirt for somebody if they are not willing to do the same for you. And even if they have done the same for you and you still aren't reciprocating, that doesn't mean that, you're not good friends or stuff like that. That just happens. We are people. We may be furries, but we are people. We're all people with feelings and hearts and souls. We're people, okay? Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, it's like you shouldn't carry heavy expectations on anyone and burden them with that. That's not right. It's not right that you burden somebody with telling them, oh, well, you need to talk to me. Okay, I mean, I've never done that to you. So why the hell why are you doing this to me? That's the big question. You need to ask yourself, like, there's no question about it. You're trying to be friends with this person and stay friends with this person, but they're just being difficult about it. And you try to prove to them, and you shouldn't have anything else to prove. I'm not going to tell anybody how deep I was with this person, or these two persons, to be honest. But the fact that they believe, based on a Twitter follow, that I am not their friend just really fucking hurts. Especially after all the memories, all the photos, all the artwork, and everything together. It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous in my fucking opinion. It's stupid. It doesn't mean a friendship is over. It means nothing. It's just a dumb Twitter follow. For God's sakes, who cares? Why does it matter? You shouldn't stake your Twitter follows on a friendship. That's not a friendship. It's not. Excuse me. I should have got a glass of water for this conversation. But listen, the overall point is the people that stick around and constantly talk to you, even if you don't talk back, that's a true friend right there. Now listen, I'm not normally the person that starts a conversation, because there are a lot of times where I just don't have anything to talk about but bitch about my life, and I don't want to lay that on you. I've got a lot of shit going on right now. And why the hell should I be forced to talk? That's like trying to make somebody talk. It's like, oh, well, you got to talk to me if you want me to talk to you. No, we are not playing this game. We are not playing that game. That is not the way friendship works. Friendship works like this. It is simple, it's there, and it just exists. Just because there shouldn't be any circumstances. There shouldn't be any things held over your head. There shouldn't be anything. No strings attached. The friendship shouldn't have strings attached, because then you're just a puppet. You're just a puppet. That's the way I feel. I feel like a damn puppet with some of these people. It's like, listen, the way that I have always run my life is this. I am not a tail chaser. I am not a fan-based boy, okay? I do not be fans with anybody. I make friends with people. That is the way I roll. And if you want to categorize me into just being a fan or some shit, then I'm not your friend. And I could care less about the content you have, about your popularity, about who you are, about your persona. I don't care. What matters to me is the person inside you. That is what matters most. If you are a shitty person and you have a horrible personality, then I want nothing to do with you. Plain and simple. Personalities can clash. And if my personality clashes and I can't work it out even after I've stretched myself so thin with this person, then I'm not going to try anymore. It just wasn't meant to be. But does that mean I'm going to stop trying? No, I'm not going to stop trying, because I'm a stubborn little black ball of shit. And I'm not just going to let good things that once were be laid to rest and never resurface again. If I am friends with you, we're friends for life. I just want to make that clear. Regardless, even if you cut me out, even if I am not there anymore, it doesn't mean anything. So, next time you go on Twitter or anything, or you're just holding someone by ransom circumstance that, oh, we're not friends anymore because so-and-so, of a stupid reason, I think that person needs to get over themselves. And I think that person needs to also give the other person a little bit of breathing room. There's nothing else that I can really say on the subject, because I'm not really live and accepting questions at this time. But I just wanted to make this video. It is a rant video. I do apologize. And just say how I feel about this. Just situations arise in friendships, and it's just ridiculous about the minuscule things that people will put on the line. Like a Twitter follow, for example. Oh, we're not friends anymore. I guess he's done with me, and now I'm just going to fall into a depressive slump. It's like, would you stop? That doesn't mean we're not friends. He wasn't following me, so I didn't follow him. You need to recognize and understand the difference between a friendship ending and a simple unfollow on Twitter. And simple other things. I shouldn't be forced to be groomed into what people expect me to be versus who I am. Because then that carves into my personality and makes it so that I am not me. And I'm going to continue to be me. And if you don't like me for who I am, that's perfectly fine. But if I'm friends with you, then you should honestly be thankful about that, because I have a lot of patience, a lot of tolerance, a lot of understanding, and I am very forgiving. Very forgiving. I know a lot of people's dark secrets. I know some disgusting secrets with friends of my past, and I'm like, okay, whatever. That's good. I mean, I'm still your friend, but just don't get me involved in that. It's really really hard to basically not be friends with me. It's really hard. I don't expect much out of you. I don't have high expectations out of you. I mean, sure, I'm gonna miss you a lot and say, hey, I miss you and everything, but I really mean that to my heart. I really mean that. When I say I miss you and I message you and say, hey, I miss hearing from you, yeah, I really miss you. It doesn't mean that I'm clingy or some shit. I mean, I could care less. If you don't want me to fucking message you about that and be totally honest, then that's fine. Life goes on. Life goes on. Whatever. I, I, I don't have the time to deal with conflicting friendships of people who don't believe that I am honestly their friend. I shouldn't have to fight to maintain a friendship status with anyone. I shouldn't have to freaking battle for it or earn to keep it. That's ridiculous. I have never had to deal with that with anybody. Anybody. Ever. I mean, yeah, I don't talk. I'm busy. Everyone's busy. You got to understand, we all have lives. We all have lives. The only people that are constantly up your butt, let me just say this. Let me just say this because this has happened to me before. The people that are up your butt the furthest and basically, constantly poking you and begging for your attention and everything, they're obviously fans of you. And I mean constant poking. I'm not talking about, the occasional. Let's use me for example. Let's see. Okay, good example here. I can go an entire month without talking to somebody, and then I'll show up and pop up at random times, even if it's elongated, like long lengths of time. I will pop up again and say, "Hey, what's going on? I miss you. What's up?" And just see what's up with you. That's how I roll. Friendship should be natural, not staked on hard to follow circumstances, and you'd have to fight to keep it and earn it. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That's not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, I love this person. I forever will. I love both of them. And we had some really damn good times. We really did. And I'm not saying that because I'm done with them. I'm not saying that because I'm done with them. I'm saying that because I want these times to continue. And I honestly just want to say to them, if they are listening right now, that I should not be held to an expectation to follow, to a schedule to follow, and just be forced to do things in a friendship. You don't force friends to do anything. If they don't want to do something and they don't want to, and they just don't have time to do anything, then you need to respect that. You need to respect that and accept that. And accept the fact that that person is still your friend no matter what shit hits the fan, no matter how busy they are, no matter how much you talk, and no matter if you follow them on Twitter or not, or anything. If someone says they're your fucking friend and they keep coming back, then that is what should matter. Sorry for all the swearing and everything, but God, I just woke up this morning to a little bit of drama. But now I'd like to go have my coffee, please. Either way, I still care about these guys, even if they don't believe me. And forever I'm going to love them because they forever place themselves in my heart. And I don't give a shit what anybody fucking says about them. My reasons for my actions are my own. And I need people to understand that even if I don't follow you on Twitter anymore, or even if we don't talk for long periods of time, it doesn't mean that I do not give a shit about you. And you need to accept that. I should not have to prove myself. I really shouldn't. I am genuine, I am not fake, and I follow through with my words. I mean, hell, even at my parties here at my house, I take very good care of people. I'm going to give a big shout out to one person who actually understands and will explain how good I am. Arias Sergel, Moist Sergel on Twitter. Yeah, I'm going to give you a shout out because you know damn well that I take good care of people, and I mean very well. I am always there, regardless of how much we talk. Like me and Arias, like me and him hardly talk. But am I not friends with him or anything? And I don't even know if I'm following his Twitter or not. But that doesn't matter. I'm still his friend. He is a really, really good friend with me. He has done so much for me over the years, and I've done things for him. And the fact that we're not talking a lot, like nowadays for the past few years, that doesn't mean anything. We're still friends. He still comes and visits me. I go and visit him. And that's because he's close. And even if we're not close, we see each other at cons and we at least say hi to each other and hug and everything, just like real friends should. So, how should this be any different? That there should be no difference. If I say something, I mean it. If I say I'm your friend, then you better best damn believe that I am. I shouldn't have to prove myself to you. I've got nothing to prove. If I say something, I mean it. And if you don't believe me, well then, that's on you, not me. I am purely genuine about what I say. If I consider myself friends with you, then you're my friend. If you don't feel the same, that's fine. Either or, I mean, the way that this situation plays out is solely dependent on you. I am easy to get along with. I do not have expectations, and I do not expect you to basically revolve your world around me. That is not how a friendship works. You do not revolve your friendship around the other person. That is not how that works, and that is not how any of it should work. However, I hope that I didn't make an ass out of myself by trying to make a point in this video. So, but I just really had to rant out how I feel this morning. Waking up and the first thing I see, is drama based on an unfollow on Twitter. It's ridiculous. I just don't get it. I mean, they weren't following me, so what? They weren't following me, so I mean, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I just said, oh, okay, and then I just said, all right, well, I mean, that's fine, and then I just unfollowed. It wasn't because I was being petty. It was because I just, in all honesty, it just felt like considering the way that it was before when I unfollowed the other person a few years back, or I think it was a few years back, I can't remember, but basically that put a divot. That put a ding in the friendship right there, because they're like, oh, I guess we're not friends anymore. And next thing you know, I get the conversation deleted on Telegram, and then I'm blocked, and then I have to go to their mate and try to explain myself, and I'm like, look, it's not what you fucking think. It's really not what you think. It's not. I have my reasons for following and unfollowing someone, just like anyone else, and that is my damn right. Anyways, I am going to get back to my daily routines. I thank you for watching, and I hope that I made a point here. If you think that by some misunderstanding that I'm wrong at some key points in these factors that I've made this morning, then please talk to me. I will explain to you, and I'd like to hear what you have to say as well in regards to this kind of situation. I am very open to discussion. It is not a debate. It's not an ultimatum, and it shouldn't be. I am very open to hearing your voiced opinions. And if I was wrong about what I said, then okay, I'm sorry. But I just had to get that off my chest and explain how I feel about this whole situation. And honestly, I wanted to share it with you because I wanted to see if anyone here that I know feels the same. And if you do, then we can talk about it. And just don't get the wrong idea about me here. Okay? I'm a nice person, genuinely. You can approach me at FurCons. I will hug you. I will introduce myself to you, and we will be friends from that point on, and we will continue to talk because I love meeting new people. I love meeting new people, and I love being part of this whole fandom. I love people. I love meeting new people, and I love making new friends, and it makes me very genuinely excited and bouncy. Because I really mean that. There's always room in my friendship book for more people. I don't like losing friends at all. It affects me. But it's not me that usually ends the friendship. Just remember that. You will always have a friend with me. Anyways, I'm going to go have my coffee, and I wish you guys all a very good day. A very, very good day. Have a good one.